tell you about him.
We got some guests. We're going to have fun tonight. We got some games. I don't know if you can kind of see here, but under here we got some punishments as well.
I'm not excited.
We thought we'd get the boys on, so we're going to make the punishments as painful as possible. And shout out to everyone who's just putting emojis in the chat. It's literally just like...
Oh, no.
So,
What's up, guys?
Yeah, let's go. How are we, lads? All right?
Yeah, doing pretty good, pretty good.
Well. We're out of the house?
Oh, it's the best part.
Dude,
Yeah,
let's go.
Absolutely.
What have we done anything fun out of the house?
The most fun, I did 1,000 steps with Geordie yesterday, and that is the first time that I have gotten out of the house properly in a month or two. And
Bro,
it's just,
let's go.
Yeah,
The 1,000 steps.
1,000 steps.
I
Great stuff. Very wet. Though.
just would rather die.
Freezing cold.
Started bucketing just as we got there.
Bro, did actually? Like everyone
Yeah.
was just raining.
Yeah, it
Straight
was-
up bucketing.
I just would have gone to KFC. I mean, like, I'm done. Lads, I'm
That's
out.
inside
You
though.
can't- yeah. I mean, you get drive away
Yeah,
and
well, I'd
sit in your car.
yeah, I'd sit in my car with my heater on, get KFC, and then I'd be sorted.
Kind of guy that goes home and tells Tori, I went to the 1,000 steps, I swear.
Bro, this is live. Don't
tell her.
sell me out like that. Anyway, so we're going to play a couple games tonight. We're going to do some interviews. We're going to just have some fun. Apparently, I didn't get the memo because black, and just grey.
Well, that's what we spent the whole
Yeah.
The whole
blue
walk
jeans and-
yesterday, we went, okay, this is what we're wearing.
Yeah, so
can we
I've,
make
I've
this
missed the
look
memo. I'm just not as good looking as the other two lads, and don't really
take
have
that.
much else to say.
First time I've heard that, but I'm taking it. Taking it.
Let's go. Okay, we're just going to jump straight into it. So we're going to play our first game. The lads have kind of been preparing a little bit this week. This game is called Fill Your Guts or Spill Your Guts. So basically what happens is how this game works is these guys are going to compete against each other and they're going to ask each other questions. So Mark is going to ask Geordie a question and Geordie either is going to answer the question or if he doesn't answer, then under here are a bunch of different punishments. But there's a trick as well. So the boys don't know this. I'm going to explain it to them now. Okay, so under here there's 6 punishments. Okay, so there's 6 different punishments.
That's not as many as I thought it was going to be.
Actually, no, sorry. There's
kinda high.
7 punish.
That's how many I thought.
There's 6 punishments, but there's 7 numbers.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're going to choose a number for a punishment. So like if George doesn't answer, Mark, you're like, I'll choose number 7 or whatever.
Right.
It's going to correlate to a certain punishment that he's going to have to do.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Seven has to be the worst.
And they're random. So like a number 1 punishment for you is not the same number 1 punishment for you. Yeah. Like,
So if he chooses one and it turns out to be chili, it's not going to be one.
Yeah,
it's not going to be chili again for
like
him.
it's dude. I got levels into this, bro. There's like layers on layers on layers.
Been stitched off.
I was hoping
Okay.
I'd get to eat tuna and just give them tuna straight away.
Yeah. And so I'm not showing these guys the punishments because I know that if they know what the punishments are, they're going to decide, oh, I don't want to answer the question. I'll just cop the punishment. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty spot on.
Okay. Does anyone want to go first?
Well, I've prepared one that I've told you, so we'll start with that one. We'll get
Okay.
it out of the way.
Okay, let's go. You got to go first.
What colour is a mirror?
A mirror it's technically a smart white because colour is whatever colour isn't absorbed. So for example, a yellow post-it note is yellow because all the colours that are absorbed except for yellow, that's the one that's repelled out. So it is a smart white because it
Smart white.
repels all the colours.
Bro,
Fact of the day. There you
that's
go.
so cringy. Mark, give Geordie a proper question, all right? I want him like squirming in his seat.
Least favourite youth leader and why?
Bro,
you can't
it's
do
not even
this
just
to me.
least favourite
can't,
youth
like-
leader, it's
No,
least
I
favourite
want a
youth leader
reason
and
why.
You want a reason.
I want a reason.
And I'm
Bro.
presuming you're not going to accept Dave because he has red hair.
Or the mustache, that's got to go. Can we get like an F in chat if you want Dave to shave that mustache?
No, but legit, it needs to go. Laura, I've got some wax strips left over from a couple weeks ago. I'll just wait till he's sleeping and just...
Laura, first F in chat. Spare me
Like,
the
get rid of
Fs.
it.
Go.
Spare me.
All right,
Yeah, look.
what are you going to go?
I can't.
Can't answer
You
it.
can't answer?
That's what I like to hear.
Okay,
Can't do it.
what number are
So
you...
I pick a number now.
Yeah, you
between 1 and
got to
7.
choose a number between 1 and 7. So
This is
George has
not going
refused
well.
to answer the question.
I'm going with
Actually, wait, before, I'll show everyone what the punishment is. Hopefully that'll all fall off.
We
when
can't see the numbers on them anyway.
Yeah. it doesn't even matter.
There's a chili. Oh, there's no fish though.
There's one I really don't want.
You don't
Okay.
want a spoonful of veggie.
So-
mate,
Nah,
yeah.
I'll genuinely
Let's just
throw
talk. The
up.
punishments are fish sauce, tomato sauce, lemons, onions,
I'm not keen on the onions. I really don't like onions.
Vegemite,
Oh,
chili powder,
I'm not keen on anything spicy.
and an actual
either.
chili. Mixed with, this would kill you.
is
This would
that
act-
small? And
it-
small's bad for chilies, yeah?
It literally, like I spent 15 minutes in Safeway trying to find the smallest chili I could.
I'm glad you care about your youth leaders.
Bro, you know.
Wait, if there's only one there, does
For
that mean
the
if I
youth.
end up eating the chili that he's not going to have to eat?
I mean, or we could split it in half. Bro,
Straight down the middle.
you don't know what
You're
I got
getting
planned.
that chili.
Oh,
No.
Okay, so you need to choose a number, bro.
Can I pick number 4.
Number 4.
What's
Okay.
number 4 for Geordie?
Number 4 for Geordie is, bro, so you're definitely not going to answer the question?
No.
It's up to you, bro. Okay.
Like, nah, you can't do it.
Okay, so number 4 for you, bro, is a spoonful of Vegemite. So Mark,
Oh, yeah,
hold that, bro.
Do I get to
Yeah,
scoop
bro,
the spoon?
you get to choose the spoonful of Vegemite.
Wait, am I allowed to answer it now?
No.
He's now decided, Mark, you suck.
Yeah,
Oh, genuinely,
honestly.
at this point, it is genuinely
Oh,
Mark.
bro, even the smell is like just like
See,
yeah.
I love Vegemite.
Bro,
but
I had
I
it on
don't
my
think I could.
toast
I
this
don't think I
morning,
could do a
like-
spoonful like this.
Nah, okay.
Surely
Bro,
I'm not
that
doing
is
the whole
like
thing.
yeah, 100%.
Straight in.
All right.
Did you bring your water? You left your water bottle over there.
I did. Where's yours?
Straight up rookie.
I'm stealing yours.
No, you're not.
Okay.
You ready?
Bro, go for it. I don't envy you at all.
That's a clean spoon.
Bro.
I'm impressed.
We do have a bucket just out of sight. Yeah, that's 100% going to get used. So that's one question for George. So he's not off to a good start.
This has not gone well at all.
Bro, you're going to have to up the levels real quick because Mark is not playing around.
I'm straight into it. You can have your
Yeah,
spoon
thanks.
back.
Yeah,
Thanks.
awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay.
That's made my night. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll finish it right there.
All right,
Okay.
bro. You better. You
We'll
gotta
go
up
down the
levels.
same kind of line.
Okay, let's go. You got the second one here. We're going back to you. Bro. Yeah.
I wasn't as close to Jacko, and CJ
Yeah,
was my
sup?
mate.
The sound went out.
Okay, yeah, keep going. So CJ.
CJ was my
Bro,
mate.
that was instantaneous. That
Yeah.
was like,
I'm surprised.
Straight out. I love you.
Are we on screen?
was sound? Okay, we're back. Temporary ad break. CJ.
Yeah, CJ. I'm sorry, but sorry. To risk the chili.
This is not going to go well.
Hang on, we got no sound.
Should I run and get my water bottle now?
Yeah, go. Okay, so George is getting his water. He doesn't want to die.
Let me think about that.
What are you?
But yeah.
What are you most afraid of? So
Chili. Chili will tear
Chili
out my
powder
insides.
or the chili?
I honestly think the chili powder would be fine.
You reckon?
The chili itself, I am terrified of.
Okay, so because the audio was dropping in, just typed into the chat. He wants to know what you want to say what the question was and how you chose to respond.
The question was, who do I rather, Jackson or Clayton? And I chose CJ. He's been my boy for longer. I don't know. I just spent more time with him as a youth. I feel like Jacko, still my boy, but CJ.
But he's got great calves.
Great calves.
Incredible calves.
His calves could cut diamonds.
Yeah,
Calves cut
just
diamonds.
Calves could cut
The
diamonds.
podcast lower him or get him up on the standard?
okay. So Jack has responded. Who drove you to drive through?
Let's go.
Well, to be fair, I've done drive-thrus with CJ as well. So,
Oh, bro.
well, I love you, but yeah.
All right.
When I wasn't
love you,
when I wasn't on P plates. Yes. Okay, you did drive me home numerous times.
All right, let's go. All right, we're going to move on because Jack's going to be triggered for a long time anyways. This is going to continue for a while. Okay, let's go, bro. Next question.
All right. In our youth team, we have 2 married couples.
Yeah.
Out of those married couples, you got to pick your favourite of each couple. So, like, is your favourite Dave or Laura, Mitch or Tori?
Okay.
Out of each couple. One of them should be easy,
Well,
like.
easy's Tory, straight
Yeah.
up.
No.
There we go.
Bro, I don't even care what these numbers say. You're 100% doing the finish tours. This is done. It's done. You do not think that through at all.
So easy Tory, Mitch, you're nice, but that cap's probably.
Oh, bro.
The reason is the cap.
Just the hair.
Bro, it's because I haven't cut my hair the entire time that I've been in ISO, and it needs a trim.
And then Dave and Laura.
Laura's harder. Dave and Laura is, because I like Dave, but he does have red hair.
And the mustache. The mustache plays into it again.
Sorry, Laura.
Oh, bro.
You going Dave?
Going Dave.
No way.
I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
so but you got to justify. We got to hear
We
reasons.
gotta hear reasons.
Yeah.
We'll go. Dave plays basketball with me. We'll go with that. Straight up.
So Laura, if you up your
Laura,
athletic
if
game,
you
then
play basketball, we're good.
right.
Oh,
And so,
man.
yeah, even Tori's saying, "Oh, I thought you would have picked Midge." Bro, honestly, what? It's just such a stitch up.
Just stitch
Yeah.
up.
All right, let's go. Next
Okay.
question. These are good.
How much money would you give up world peace for?
World peace.
I want a number.
On it,
World peace, you got to give me a number.
Give up, dude. That's a good question.
a number. I can give any number.
You give any number.
Yeah, but it's got to be a
But
realistic
I-
number. This is.
I would honestly give all the money I have currently to world peace.
No, but of course. Like, if you're selling
What?
out all the money,
Are
you're
you
selling out
Are
world
you
peace
telling
for
me
40 grand.
Are you telling me I need to go at the end of that and go like I'll give up the rest of my money for the rest of my life? Or are you saying
I'm
what I've got
saying
now?
No.
Because I can only give up
So
what
the
I've got.
world's going to go into world peace unless you take this money and you have to take, like, what amount do I have to give you to say, world peace isn't worth that, I'll take the money and run?
Oh, so
Yeah, you gotta choose. So
You're
you're
okay.
getting paid out, so
yeah.
I'm paying you any sum of money to you to give up world peace.
How much can I live off for the rest of my life? Like 10,
Bro, what would you choose? Yeah, what number?
10 mil?
10 mil?
20 mil?
You're selling out world peace for 10 mil.
Look,
Bro.
I can live off that for the rest of my
I don't-
life.
Bro,
Yeah, and thousands of people are dying.
that's a terrible answer. I'm
is
not even playing that game.
No?
Bro, like
$100 mil?
hundreds of billions of dollars if you have to pick.
World
like
peace,
trillions.
like this is like terrorist organizations
yeah.
gone. Like this is like the world is sorted, and
I
you're
thought
giving
about
for
that a
10
little bit
mil.
too
Bro,
selfishly.
you almost deserve a punishment just for how
This is
poorly you answered that
disgraceful.
question.
You should not have answered.
How many people are you saying are going to die?
Well, world
Like, give me a number of how many people are going to die.
This is a utopian society. Like everything is perfect. This is essentially you giving up heaven.
It's not that extreme.
Well,
but it's
not
pretty
right,
close.
like,
If that's the case,
pretty close.
if it was giving up heaven, the number's unfathomable.
Unfathomable.
But
But on Earth,
Go,
so not
go
quite.
on
let's
Earth,
go.
I'm going. We'll say 10 million people die, a million per person.
You don't know how to
I
do
don't know the
maths.
math. I'm saying like a billion.
A billion.
A billion
wanna be
dollars.
I want to be classified as a
Less than
billionaire for.
800th of Jeff Bezos' net worth.
Yeah, I guess so. If
You don't even
that's
want
what
to
that
be the
means.
richest man in the world for world peace.
No, because if I'm taking $1 billion to stop world peace, surely Bezos can give $2 billion and stop it.
All right, we're going to move to the next question. We're going to move to the next one.
Unreal.
All right, Mark, bro, you're up.
You're eating something on this one.
Bro,
So, fact
useless
is, a
again.
standard lifeboat holds 7 people.
oh, no.
If all the youth kids were stranded at sea, which 7 are you taking with you?
Youth kids, surely.
Bro, you are relentless, Mark. Youth kids.
Is it bad that my first thought was who would be the best leaders? Like, which
That's a
youth
good
kids
call,
do
to
I
be
think
fair.
would, like,
But you got to think about it. Like,
I can't, but then you can't say it off that because now I'm just implying that all the youth kids I don't pick.
you've almost made it a harder
no
pick for
way.
you
That
now.
is- you can't. That's so.
Can I pick 4 again?
Seven.
Can I pick number 4 and give
No,
you Vegemite again?
you got to pick a different number.
There's no, nah.
There's no way you can answer it.
I could do youth leaders, but I'm not doing.
Yeah, but I said kids.
Nah, I guess I'm. Yeah. Nah.
You can't answer it,
Yeah, I mean, I could.
but you
I'm
just
like,
don't.
there's kids I have in mind. I'm not gonna lie,
You
but
just can't.
I'm not. You're not. Yeah, you can't say.
Mark, what-
Number 5, please.
number 5.
4, 5. Next is 6.
I hope 6 is the
All right, bro. Number 5 is not the chili.
Do we even have milk?
No, we don't.
I've got like 200 mils in here.
yeah.
It's all right, there's a tap over
We
there.
got a bucket, and that's about it. So 4. Number 5. It is.
5.
Yeah.
It's chili powder.
Chili
Chili
powder.
powder.
Are you just shaking it in your mouth? Or
Yeah,
just putting it on a spoon?
Just put it, over your mouth and just.
You're just
Open
gonna
up.
pick the side with the
Let's
bigger
open
hole.
up that hole.
So
Can't you like? Is this like the cinnamon challenge? Because that's really dangerous.
No. I mean.
No, not at
No,
all.
it's chili, not cinnamon.
You're shaking it in. No, I was going to say put your head back on.
No, just have have it open for 1 second. Doesn't have to be like.
Give it a solid shake.
Oh, it's so
Don't
hard
get
to
it in
bring
your
yourself
eyes.
to do it.
Go, bro.
That's nothing. Give it,
Yeah,
give it
yeah.
a proper
Keep going.
like.
Bit more. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
We're doing okay so
It's
far.
not that
That's
bad,
all right.
is it?
I mean, it's chili powder, bro. So it's
It does
it's
say
not
hot
gonna
on the
be-
front.
We're
but
doing a lot less well now.
Yeah, Rachel's just saying, mate, Jesus be with you, bro. Dude, the thing is, don't waste your water, because if you have the chili, bro, you got nothing left.
I'm leaving the live stream if I have the chili.
All right, George, come on, bro. You got to come back with something. We need something good
He's
here.
genuinely the worst leader to be playing this against. I tell you what. Like, oh my god, I did not prepare well enough for
Bro,
this.
I told you, man. I told you. I said beforehand, I was like, George, bro, you need to up it. Like, he's going in hard.
Okay, this is just going to make you look really bad, but you can answer it.
Am I?
What did God create on the 5th day?
I have done multiple kids' church things on this and everything.
Bro.
This is horrendous.
I mean, you can guess, but you don't get it wrong.
Do you know the answer? Yeah, I was going to say, bro, you should. Bro, I ain't telling you. don't lean over to my side. I ain't giving you nothing. You've stitched him up, bro. You deserve a punishment in return.
I want to give it a guess, but I'm happy to take. I should know this. Well and truly, I should know this.
Yeah.
I have done multiple kids' church things on this where there. Oh, can I just. Anybody posted?
Nah, bro, no. TJ said gold. I think that's a response to a question rather than the actual answer.
I'll take a punishment.
You'll take a punishment?
I'll take a punishment.
All right.
If I pick the one that's not a punishment, I'll be so upset.
Just lemon. If I get lemon, you're kicking yourself.
Okay, so choose a number, bro, between 1 and 7.
2.
2.
2.
Okay. And what did you chose 5 last time?
I chose 5.
Bro, you've done well with a 2. You've done
Please.
You've done real well with a 2. Bro, a 2. You've been bro, what do you hate?
I'm not saying I saw it, but I saw it.
Bro, what do you hate?
Hate chili. With a burning, flaming
Pun
chili.
intended.
Bro, this
I
is
want the
like
whole
the
thing in the
smallest chili.
No, because
I got the whole thing
I
in the
have to
store.
leave some for you. That's the way I'm looking at
I
this.
got it first. You're doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
If I call it and you end up getting chili, you're taking a guzzle, and I mean a guzzle of fish sauce.
Sure.
Bro,
A guzzle.
Sure.
Mark, I got cups for fish sauce, bro. Don't worry, I got you.
Yeah. So
This guy has to know
I'm
this,
unnecessarily filling that cup with sauce if I take
Bro,
this whole chili.
Mick Swift is just saying be a man.
Yeah. Come on, Mixer. You tell him. You tell him.
Yeah.
You tell him. I want the stalk as well.
100%.
The stalk will cool it down.
100%.
The stalk cools it down.
Yeah,
100%.
the stalk, bro.
you'll
You
be
got to have
fine.
the stalk.
Hey
It's
Shannon,
time
can
to
you
man
grab
up.
me that other water bottle over there, please? Pretty
Bro,
please.
I'm giving you 10 seconds to eat that, or I'm giving you another punishment. The whole thing, stalk included, bro.
Come on.
9,
Let's do this.
8,
I'm
7. The whole. Bro, that,
Stalk. Put the stalk in.
That's not okay.
bro, you got water.
I thought this was going to be okay.
Bro. How's the reaction, bro, so far? It's all right?
It just got the back of my throat.
And you want us just to talk about the
Bro.
Bible after?
You've got faith questions coming up later.
Exactly.
I don't,
Come on, bro, you got this.
I don't have anything in my mouth anymore.
There's like nothing left, dude.
Bro, you're dying. But George, bro, you've done well because you've already done 2 punishments. You have recovered well with this.
like.
Bro, what was your chili powder like? Mark's run off. He's literally
Okay,
just added
the
that.
chili powder was hot and I burned for You can't see this, but he's literally rummaging
So I
around.
actually don't even know if we're going to... Oh, he's coming back. Okay.
He's like got 2 in a
He's
go
come-
bottle.
Bro.
Appreciate it though. This
Is not okay.
I hope you make other people play this. Like, I want to see Mick Cassidy, Hannah Landsmeer.
Mick
Like,
Cassidy and Hannah Landsmeer, bro.
please.
But, like, I feel like Mick Cassidy would come up with some incredible questions. Like, real difficult. I feel
Yeah.
like she would just come with that, bro. What are you at now out of 10?
It's not good.
Right.
I feel like I want to chop my tongue off. It's burning that bad.
I mean, the chili powder's still hot for me, so I can't imagine how you
Right.
feel.
Yeah, what was the chili powder? Was it even like...
It's hot, but like, as
I
in
can't
like,
stop drinking water.
it's
It hurts.
because I'm white. Let's be real. I am bad with chili. So like, if it was like a good Indian meal,
Yeah.
but I'm still still finding it really bad. So,
Bro, so what do you like with like spices and stuff? Like, what's your limit for Indian? You just like basic butter chicken and like that's it?
butter chicken every single time.
Oh,
like,
bro, come on. You're so uncultured.
Absolutely.
Mark, how you going, bro?
He's in a disaster zone. Why
Bro,
have we
his
done this
eyes are
first?
like so red right now.
Every other stream, you make him do the punishments at the end so that we be able to.
Yeah, but, bro, for the youth.
For the youth, we've committed.
For the youth. So, Mark, bro, do you want to ask a question
Not
or
at all. He's about.
you good to ask a question, bro? Or do you need,
this
20
is a
minutes?
disaster zone. What is this live stream?
Okay, you got this, bro. You got this.
I hope the chat's supporting us.
Bro, come on.
Please.
Gotta ask.
I used all my good questions.
Bro, I told you. Start off with easier ones. Don't peak too early.
But if
Okay.
I had gotten him to get the chili, oh,
Bro, see?
Oh no.
Okay. you want me to read it out for you, bro? You just tell me.
pick one.
Okay. Well, bro, you pick one. You point to one, and I'll read it out. We're in all sorts here.
What is your least favourite part about Mitch?
Least favourite. I said it before. I'm sorted. We're not.
You're not using your hair.
We're not using the hair. Can I use the hat?
Valid, but valid.
Oh man, we did this like in the actual what?
Yeah,
meeting.
we did this last
We
year.
did this in a youth meeting, and as a youth team, we could come up with like 5. So you're actually doing fairly well.
Yeah, bro, just one. This is a
We
walk
said
in the park.
communication, which
Yeah.
you're definitely better at. So I feel like I can't say that. I'm just,
Bro, just Messi's story. She's probably got
story?
a list, bro. She probably will put something in the chat anyway, for sure.
nah. As Mitch, at times,
Let's go.
At times.
Bro, I'm going to need the water in a sec to stop from
not the
crying.
most interesting speaker.
Bro, give me that water. No, that's fair. 100%. I can be like such a monotone. Nah, I'll cop that.
Yeah.
Valid.
But we're going with that because I don't really want
Okay, bro, next one, hit him real hard.
Wait,
I want
I
him.
don't have many hard ones
Okay.
left.
I'll give you an easy one because I do really feel bad for you.
Yeah,
I
shots
don't
fired,
feel
Hannah.
bad.
It's just sound crazy.
100%.
Can I try eating that lemon?
No,
Please?
No,
I think it'll help.
no.
Okay, you get to bring one cartoon character to life, but you have to fight them. Who do you pick? This is just fun.
That's just a fun one.
I just kind of wanted to know, to be honest.
Who do I want? Which character do I really want to meet? Really, I don't care if I have to fight.
But you have to beat them up. So
What
they're
do
probably
I
not
have?
gonna
I don't
like
have to
you
win.
afterwards.
I don't have to win.
No, you don't have to win.
Yeah, but like
then
if you pick
get-
someone like they could like smash you.
But like if you pick the Hulk, you probably
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
win,
that's
so
what I mean.
it's
Like
not
you,
that great.
yeah, you got to be relative about it. Bro, you're still dying. You're literally just using thinking as an excuse so you can drink more water. Yeah, bro, honestly. Seeing straight through that.
This is one of the worst pains I've been in ever. I'm not even kidding.
No. Thanks for being on the live stream, by the way, bro. I appreciate you. You're a good friend, brother.
yeah,
good
thanks,
for the
thanks.
youth, bro. All right, cartoon superhero or just cartoon?
Well, I
What
mean,
was
they
it?
all
Just
end
cartoon.
up being
Let's go for
cartoon.
cartoon. You can
Like
pick Scooby-Doo
superheroes
if
are all
you
cartoon.
want
Oi, to be fair, Shaggy.
Shaggy.
Oh, yeah.
Shaggy would be a meme and a half to me.
Except you beat him up, bro.
I mean,
have Shaggy.
I
He
get,
doesn't
But at least you could beat him up, so it wouldn't be like the Hulk or whatever where you
Yeah.
get squad.
yeah,
So going with Shaggy?
Shaggy. Shaggy's my man.
That's respect, bro. All right, how many questions do we have? Like 3 each?
We haven't had many, but I don't have a whole lot more that I can
All right,
tell
we're
you.
going to do 2 more each. All right, 2 more. Okay. All right, you're up, bro. Ray just saying Bugs Bunny. I 100% thought of that straight away.
I'm
Bugs,
so worried. That man beats up Elmer Fudd like it's nothing.
I would
you know what
I'd
I
be
would
more
like
inclined to
love
have
to
a
bring to life? One, but like, is he still? Are they still the cartoon version?
They're
Like
still the cartoon version.
Okay, Roadrunner for sure. Like, would be
Really?
such a meme.
But he beats
Yeah,
Coyote
he
and
would,
everything.
Like, destroy
He's
me,
destroying
but,
you.
like, yeah. But Roadrunner for sure. Okay.
Who's your favourite parent?
Who's your favourite pet?
Bro, come on.
Why?
Nice.
You got to
Why?
answer that. I could answer that. I won't because it's a
I mean,
live
they're
stream.
not
And,
watching.
yeah, exactly, bro. It's
I'll text him after.
I just don't want to say, man.
Well, that helps so much.
bro. I told you, water does nothing. It makes
What
it
have
worse.
I got left? I've got tomato sauce is sweet. Like I love tomatoes. Like
Yeah, but
I-
there's-
You've
I'll
dodged the
genuinely-
chili,
Bro,
which
there's
upsets me.
I don't even care. I genuinely eat tomato sauce on rice. Like I'm not even kidding.
What?
Like,
Bro, that's not okay.
I mean,
All right.
That brings me to my next question. What's your weirdest habit?
tomato sauce. on
Tomato
rice?
sauce on rice. You weird kid.
All right.
Nah. I've
you
stuck
gonna
strong so
answer it?
far. I've stuck strong so far. We'll take the punt.
Take the punishment, bro.
Let's start it.
You
I don't-
integrity move for sure. I would just throw my parents under the bus. What number, bro?
6.
Okay. 6 is.
Godsend. This is amazing.
You're saving some for me. bro.
CJ saying he can drink tomato sauce, bro. That's a big call, CJ. I'm ready to see that. All right, number 6.
Not the one I wanted. Not thrilled.
What did you want, bro? Tomato sauce?
Tomato sauces.
Like an apple, big bite.
Yeah, it's
Like an apple, you're leaving that open and in your hand ready for me.
No,
to
because I don't want your onion breath on it.
drink. Your chili breath's already there. Oh, bro.
But also coronavirus, so we can't share drinks.
Yeah. Take that.
I've already stolen his drink before. We're past
Yeah,
that.
but no, that's fine. All right, bro, take a bite. Doesn't even have to be.
I can't even bite this. Hang on, that just failed miserably. I tried. I'm not even joking. Okay, attempt 2. Let's
Big
see.
bite. Come on. Strong teeth.
I can't bite it. I don't have the jaw strength for this.
All right, just like.
No, I'm marking it.
He hasn't broken the skin of the onion.
Let's go, Tony Abbott.
One more bite.
Tony Abbott?
Yeah, he bit into I think it was Tony Abbott. Well, that's what Ruth said in the chat. Didn't he just bite into an onion?
I don't know.
I feel like it was him.
He
How
just
is it,
likes
bro?
it.
Is it all right? Surely it
It's
can't
not
be that
nearly as
bad.
bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Well, we'll take some of the card.
All right.
Nice, mate.
Okay, so you got one left, and after this, bro, you got one more.
All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
Would you rather
Yeah.
eat your dog
Oh, jeepers.
and have no one find out? Or not do it, but every single person
Bro,
on this planet
that's
believes
tough.
you did. Like, it's on the news, like, local boy from Ringwood eats dog.
Bro,
Not me, I'm from Heathland.
you would 100% be a me.
I'm eating.
Oh, no way.
So,
I
Edna is...
She's,
Emma, if you're watching, Mark wants to eat Edna.
No, that's not what they're saying. Either way, she's got to disappear, right? Either way, she's dying.
No.
Well, yeah, because if everyone thinks I did, it's because she's.
No, she's still alive. She just can't show it.
Oh, that's completely different. Absolutely. Everyone thinks I do then.
So you're just going to walk around with everyone on the planet just...
Thinking I ate a dog.
Like, I'm not talking to you if you ate your dog.
That's fine.
Like, you're out of the youth ministry.
oh, bro,
You're done.
yeah.
Life goes on. I've got my dog.
Which
She's
no one knows
amazing.
about.
She's adorable. She sits on the couch and cuddles me.
How good?
And I would not eat her if she. People can think what they want. I know the truth, and that's the truth is that I get to go home to my
So you're not getting a
dog.
job for the rest of your life?
I mean, you would, but it would just be...
From who? Who's giving you a job?
Well, like,
Plenty of
people
people.
are going to forget about it at, like, some point in time. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
People murder people.
last one.
We sorted?
Oh, I'm sniffling now.
Me too, to be honest.
Last one, bro. You got to make it a good one. Or do you want to just call it? Should we just call it?
No,
You want-
rank top 3 youth leaders. I'll give you top. That
Top
way you're not dogging him at the bottom. Top 3 youth leaders in rank. It's kind of rough. You're basically saying that whoever's not in the top 3 you don't think deserves to be there.
Top 3.
Bro, you know for sure you ain't been in the top 3 after this.
I'm fine with that.
You're not.
I mean, you're definitely last.
You're dead last.
No competition whatsoever.
Oh, top 3. I've got 2 already. I'm trying to think. Who would I put?
Have you got your number 1?
I'm shaking.
I think so. I think I've got 1.
Yeah.
Who else? I've got 2 easy. There was 2 that come to mind.
All right, let's go. Let's see who your 2 are. Name your 2.
2 are. So the first was Laura, despite saying I liked her better.
What the?
Like Dave better, but
Likes
Dave.
Dave.
Like stays at the right, Laura.
We're saving this. We're saving
Let me get next is Mitch.
Actually,
Even though I said I like Toria more.
Okay, so Laura number 1.
It genuinely was as well.
No. He's just sucking up here.
Yeah.
Mate, we're mending. We're
He's
building
just
bridges. building
fixing his
bridges.
last.
Yeah, that's it. All right, so who's number 3?
Who's number 3?
Oh, bro, Josh Leto has come in with the cleverest thing ever.
Can I have to bring in a fan question
What?
for my next one? I got one more.
No,
yeah?
surely we both get asked it.
Can I get a fan question for Mark?
No.
Or source one from the chat.
You want to source
I
one
want to
from
source
the
one
chat?
from the chat.
All right, well, you got to answer
Okay,
who the number
and then
3 is.
Last one. I'm going to go. It's a toss-up.
Okay.
Shannon and Mick Cassidy.
Yeah, you got to pick one,
I
though.
got to pick one. Shannon is standing there.
Working hard every Friday night.
Yeah, look.
Give it to Shannon.
We're going to give it to Shannon.
Wow.
Got to give it to Shannon. Yeah,
There we go.
Wow.
absolute goat.
How do you feel that you're not in the top 3?
He was.
I was number 2, bro.
Wait, were you?
That's when
I thought Tori was number 2.
Mending bridges.
I thought Tori
mending
was number
fences or
2.
whatever.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
rough.
Bro,
Never
so Josh,
mind.
put in the chat, just say yourself as number 3, bro, so you didn't offend anyone. Dude.
Wait, can we reorder?
Selfish.
First place.
Oh, no way.
Oh, man.
So how are we feeling after that game, lads? All right?
It's starting to come down, but I'm not okay.
This game is a disaster.
Right.
I don't wish that pain on anyone.
So this is one and only time we'll play this game. Yeah, let's
No,
know
you're
that-
playing this with everyone else.
I think me and Geordie are hosting next time. We'll bring on you and a
make
competitor
him do it
and,
against
make
Tory.
you do it.
Hey, I've done my fair share of
You've done
punishments.
You go
Wax strips?
wax strips. You did a TikTok that was terrible.
Mate,
Yeah.
you eat eggs in a
Terrible.
smoothie.
And you ate eggs.
You eat eggs in a smoothie
Yeah,
like most
all the
days anyway,
time.
don't you?
No, that's not accurate at all.
Terrible.
That's
Somebody needs to give this
way
man some
easier.
proper punishments.
Okay. All right. We were talking about this beforehand.
My watch thinks I'm doing exercise. My heart rate's that high.
That's unreal.
All right. I want to know. Important question here. Favorite superpower? Anyone? What would you have? What would you choose?
We debated about this
Yeah,
for,
literally
for half
like
an hour.
Half an hour. No, like we're
And
just so
I-
like nerdy and comic book references and like,
Oh,
bro.
I think I've
Superpower. What would you choose?
decided on like Green Martians shape-shifting.
I'm so.
I don't even know what that means, bro. Like
I'm so mad.
green Martians shapeshift.
It's Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter,
one,
Green Martian, whatever
And
you
you
call
just
it.
stolen my answer because I told you
No,
before.
no, what? That's not what you said.
Oh my
Pish posh.
goodness.
Wait, so what even is that?
Being able to like transform into anybody. It'd just be a
mad.
super useful strat.
Oh, okay. Like into any person or
Yeah,
anything?
yeah,
or both?
anything.
Okay,
Like
sure.
person, animal,
What are the real life applications to this superpower?
You can be a table.
you can be whatever you want.
I'm
I'm getting into every
oh, actually,
elite
yeah,
event.
yeah,
Like,
that's, yeah.
I walk
okay.
into the bank dressed as Bill Gates.
Oh my
I'll take out a
yeah,
take out a deposit of 10 billion.
Sure, why not?
Not a problem.
All right, George, so what do you choose, bro? You can't choose the same
can't choose the same.
superpower?
You
Because
stole my
I know
answer.
Mark thought about his, put in time and effort about
Absolutely.
that superpower.
Didn't just dog you.
Come up with
I
questions.
mean,
that
you
make
dog
fucking
jacked, though.
food.
You did dog
I
jack.
love you. I'll buy you KFC or something.
You
We'll go.
dogged Jack for sure.
I think we'll go super speed then.
Super speed?
Super speed, like the Flash, where you can
So
just
you can. Okay, so super speed as well, where you can like slow down time.
That's not how that
You
works.
think
Well,
at the
isn't it
spe-
like- isn't that how it works
you
in the
think
show?
at the speed you're like going at. So if I can run really fast, I also think really
Yeah,
fast.
yeah.
and
Oh,
I have
that's
reactions
dope.
and
That's
stuff,
pretty sick.
Which means like you could do like study, homework, just practical things so quickly. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
could
yeah.
be set up in like a minute. This like
Bro,
It's
the
true.
this
dream,
whole
the
thing would be
dream.
sorted. I would
Plus the
actually be
metabolism.
best
The
leader.
metabolism.
We genuinely get there. So, yeah, it has to be
You're
super
eating whatever you want. I mean, you already do that, but you're eating whatever you want and never getting fat. That metabolism's got to be super speed as
Absolutely.
well.
I mean, we're almost there at the moment, but it's
That's
going downhill.
Okay. That's pretty good. I mean, Josh is saying morphing, yeah, so similar to what
Yeah,
you guys
morphing,
did. Yeah,
morphing's
yeah.
where it's at.
Let's go.
Still mad.
All right, we're going to play our next game. This is one we did last week. I think we did
Mitch
it
get
last week,
punishments for this
or maybe
one?
the week before. Hate it or rate it. Absolute classic. Shannon's got a bunch of photos, and yeah, I don't know what they are. We haven't seen them. They're just going to be, random photos that she's chosen from the internet. They could be memes. They could just be like the strangest things ever, and yeah, I don't know what they're going to be.
Oh my goodness.
Lego proof shoes. That's genius.
Lego proof shoes. Rate it
That
or
is-
hate it.
I rate that. That
Rate it.
is,
Rate it.
Hate it.
that is
Hate it.
genius. I mean, just wear normal shoes, but
Yeah.
like,
Like it's just not
My
practical.
reaction is like, yeah.
Like you could just wear slippers.
Literally everyone's just like, rate it, rate
No
it,
one's
rate
like
it,
when
rate
you're
it.
Yeah, I
wearing
rate that.
like if you're going bare feet, you're not gonna.
Oh,
decide
Rach
to-
Johnson hates it. Rach, how? I mean, like, I'd never wear it, so I don't know if that means I hate it. Like,
I'm
can,
with you, Rach.
can you imagine? You get to fatherhood, your kids playing with Lego, they leave their Lego out.
Yeah.
You're walking around standing on little studs of Lego,
Yeah.
screaming in pain.
Why wouldn't
I
you
would
just wear
make them
shoes?
stand on it as punishment for not putting it away.
Great father.
There you go.
That's basically, yeah. I just would wear normal Oh my God, I don't even, is that like,
Oh yes, please.
okay,
I rate this
first,
so
Oh
high.
no, that's not real food.
yeah, I
I
thought,
rate this so
No,
high.
okay, we're
that's
gonna go
genius.
two options with this one, two options. So one is just like, it is like the fabric or whatever it is, but then also like real,
If that's real, I'm
Yeah.
down.
Nah, this is sick. Like,
Okay,
I don't even
this-
care if it's
If
fake.
that's fake, it's just going to make me hungry the whole time.
so we're going for the fake version first. Fake version, hate it or rate it?
Hate it.
Rate it.
Rate it.
Rate it.
I-
That's sick. Like,
I'm going to be going to school with my pencil case and I'm
Yeah,
going to go,
yeah, just-
I am so hungry.
imagine the pranks you could pull. Like you have a Souvlaki and you
Actually,
have that, and
yeah,
you just
yeah,
like
that's
switch
like-
them over. Someone
Yeah,
gets a
that way
pencil
somebody
case, like,
somebody accidentally eats scissors. What a laugh.
What a laugh.
Okay,
Funny guy.
And the
laughed
real
at
one,
us
you'd
in
rate
I
it?
rate the real one
Because you'd eat it?
because I'd eat it.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah, legit.
Unreal.
But you know.
First version, hate. Yeah, Mel, you cannot agree more with that
Yeah,
statement.
absolutely.
All right, let's go next one. I like it.
Oh, my.
The man, the myth, the legend.
I think
So
he
the
needs to
mustache.
shave. I think he
The
needs to
mustache
shave.
needs to go.
I hate it. He needs to shave.
Mustache
Okay,
needs to
okay,
go.
let's just
Wait, is this about the hat or is this about
let's
the
discuss.
mustache or is
Let's
Dave as a person?
Let's
I rate it.
discuss. Let's
Yeah, yeah.
We're gonna break it down into segments.
Right.
First, the hair towel.
The hair tip.
The hair towel. That's just.
That's the one where you like put it
Yeah,
up and
yeah,
then you
yeah.
wrap it up and it's
Yeah.
like dries. I think those are awesome.
If he had long hair, I'd rate it.
Okay,
But the fact
yeah.
is that's just not practical for him. His hair dries in like 3 minutes anyway. Like,
Okay. What about the rest of the ensemble? It's just everything else.
I love Dave as a human being. However, that mustache and beard does not suit him.
yeah, that mustache needs to go.
I mean, I feel like we just need a high definition picture. We just.
Like,
The
it looks like
fact
someone's
is,
painted it
this
on.
bit down here, that's his beard. It looks like his face is blurred.
Actually, if anyone does want to turn that image into a meme, I ain't gonna complain. Like, I feel like there'd be some great content out of that. But so what are we going? Overall thing, picture, looking at it, hate it or rate it. It includes mustache, hair towel, all the above. We've got a final decision for the boys.
Hate it.
Hate it.
It's
Wow.
a no
What
from
if
me.
there was no mustache?
I'd rate it. Honestly,
Oh,
I'd
wow,
rate
so
it.
it's all just down to the
yeah,
mustache.
The
mustache
mustache
tips it over
throws
the
me
edge.
hard.
Yeah. Okay.
I love the man, but the mustache.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a mixed opinion in the chat.
Really?
All right, let's go next. 3D movies.
I hate them. I hate
Oh,
them.
really?
I can't.
As in,
Yeah.
they're
Motion
good.
sick, they drive me nuts. I can't.
What about like the 4D ones or the 7D? What they say?
Oh, yeah.
Seven.
They're cool.
Or the,
They're
like,
cool.
like
Like when
when
you
the
like the
seats
water
move
Somebody,
and
and
stuff.
oh, okay. I was gonna say like what? It's like an action scene. You actually punch or something.
Just, okay, so we're back. 3D movies, rate it or hate it?
I hate it.
Hate it.
I hate
Rate
it.
it.
Why do you hate it? Like,
Motion sick. I don't know. The glasses. I don't like wearing glasses when
think-
I'm watching movies.
like I would rate it if it was like better quality. Not better quality, you know what I mean? Like, you know how like, yeah, you see like a HD movie compared to like some crappy like pixelated movie,
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
oh, that's unreal. Whereas 3D is, it's good, but it's not like incredible.
So as like the technology improves,
Yeah,
then you
then
kind
it
of
could be
shift
like,
towards it.
yeah. Like VR, if it was like a VR,
VR
movie
kind
or
of
something,
thing.
then I'd be
That'd
like,
be kinda
that would be
sick.
incredible.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, so why do you say you don't like it? Because of the glasses?
And motion sick. I get motion sick from the
Okay.
idea like if I'm watching a movie and all of a sudden I got things flying past me, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. But bro, you wear glasses, so you can't take glasses as an excuse. Dave
I
just said that in the chat.
I
That's where I'm
don't like
drawn that
wearing
from.
glasses. I wear them so I can see better.
I mean,
so you look
that's
smart.
valid.
No, because it doesn't work.
All right, let's check the next one. 3D movies. The gym.
I love a good
Rate
gym.
it. Rate it.
Fair, right.
Been keen on.
I had just gotten back into the gym and then ISO shut them all down.
So you were pretty thankful for ISO?
No, I was loving it. It was the biggest release of like just getting out and doing stuff and
now we're just-
now I'm putting back on
All right, I want to see it in the chat. Hate or rate for the gym. Let's see some.
rate, biggest rate.
Right, everyone's rating,
Rating it.
except for Josh Soletto.
Josh Alato not about it.
Nah, it's
Prefer
fair.
to get
To be
those games
fair,
online.
that machine sucks.
Which one?
Is it?
The one where it's like you're doing like the squats, but it's all
yeah,
within
yeah,
the
yeah.
set bar.
Yeah.
Right pull downs.
No,
Right.
no, that's that's a squat or a
Oh, yeah, no,
chest
okay,
rack,
gotcha,
but
gotcha.
it's in a set rack, so you can't actually. There's no free
Yeah,
movement
okay.
with it.
All right, let's go to the next one. Rate it or hate it? The gym's a big. Oh,
Club
yes.
Penguin.
Oh, incredible. The greatest game.
I love Club
Club Penguin. is
Penguin.
incredible.
Club Penguin.
Right, like I cannot. Oh, just,
I used to play it all the time,
Right.
and the issue was the microtransactions.
I
Paying for
don't even
things in there,
remember it.
and all my mates would be running around with like these golden puffles, and I'm sitting there with this little black one I
Yes.
found on the street.
I'm gonna be
Honestly.
honest. I never played it back in the day.
Oh,
but
bro.
when we brought it to ISO, I had a whole bunch of mates get back on it. I'm keen.
let's
I'm
go.
about it. So
Yeah. Oh,
No, definitely about it. Absolutely.
rate it for sure. Club Penguin.
I love it,
Incredible.
definitely.
I mean, they just need to bring it out on an iPhone app. Then that would just make me real happy.
Probably is, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, probably. All right, let's go to the next one. I don't even know how many we got. Oh, yes.
That is
Well, yes, until you go off, until you hit a rock and
that is
just
a solid way to send your kid flying.
Yeah,
but
honestly,
I
like-
also love the idea.
yeah.
But like, would you watch a fail video of that anyway?
Not if it had a real kid. I'd feel
Depends how bad it is.
You might. I reckon you'd laugh. Like, I'm gonna be honest.
Like,
So, like, as bad as it sounds, you'd probably laugh.
Yeah.
like I rate that, but I don't think I'd ever get one because I'd just be too afraid.
I'd be too
with my own
worried.
kid.
Yeah, with your own
There's
kid.
no way I'd get one, but I rate it
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
concept.
If I'm babysitting or something like that, not a problem. But
Like if I see someone use it, I'm like, yeah, you are an incredible dad or mum, whoever's, just
Absolutely.
that's fair. So rate as long as I'm not you. Yeah.
Yeah,
rate as long as it's not my kid.
Yeah, that's right. All right, on to the next one. I'm liking these so far. All right, last one. Here we go.
Last one. What the heck?
Hourglass.
Traffic lights.
Oh,
Oh, so it gives you like a timer
yeah,
and then it goes right at the bottom.
Decent. That's
I
What?
don't know.
No.
I think that
He's
that would be,
like-
that's a massive hazard in
You
my
know the
mind.
feeling when you guess it right? Like,
Hey,
counting down in your head, 3, 2, 1, you pull the foot off the brake. and
Takes
you
the
start
guesswork
rolling.
out of it, eh?
Oh, that's
Nah,
the
right
best
for
feeling when you get it
sure.
right.
Or like when you're pulling up to a red light, but you can see that all the cars on the
Yeah,
other side
yeah.
have stopped, so you're not really slowing down.
because you're just like,
You're
I
like,
think
yeah,
it's gonna
okay,
change the
it's going to
green.
change green.
Yeah.
So I'm
Terrible when it doesn't
Nah,
actually
rate that for
change.
sure. So they have that in like other countries, not that exactly, but they have like countdown timers. Like it literally goes 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then it
I'm
changes.
hating it.
Yeah.
I like the
I
guesswork.
like the.
like
I'm
the
with Geordie
I
on
like
this.
the guesswork.
You like-
The feeling of
Right.
that guess and getting that right, it's
It's
like
elation, pure joy.
big part of driving for me.
Oh, big part of driving, bro. Honestly, I'd be so.
What's the chat saying?
Bro, everyone's kind of mixed opinions. Yeah, a few hates, few rates. I would rate that so much.
Yeah.
I mean,
But can you imagine you're sitting there, it's green,
yeah.
or it's red, and
Yeah.
it's ticking by so slowly. You're in a rush and you're watching it.
Yeah.
What if you're coming up to it and racing it though?
It's like
That
bam.
changes it, like, as in you're like seeing that go down, thinking, I can make it, I can make it.
I don't know.
Way more
yeah,
speeding
but I mean,
fines,
yeah,
like-
but
Not
cause
good driving advice.
way more accidents, so
Yeah, I
maybe
reckon.
not.
I'm gonna
I
say
reckon
no.
it's an issue.
I reckon, so good
And
hate
what,
or
does it
rate
like
section.
flip upside down, or how does it go back the
I
other
mean,
direction?
It's a waste of LEDs, to be honest. It's not like anyone's ever going to buy it or pay for it. But,
Oh, fair.
so, yeah,
Does it,
decent.
does it change? So does it change? Does it change color on the way down? Or like what's
you
going
care
on?
way too much about this.
Well, like if it just stays green, I'm confused. It's got to change color at some point. Does it change once it's fully empty at the top, or does it change as it's
Okay,
going down?
so we're going to move on away from Mark before we mute his mic and just kick him off the live stream completely. Okay,
questions.
most embarrassing story. All right,
go
I ask
first.
this every
want me to
week.
go
and
first? I can go first.
enjoy
You go
hearing.
You go first.
I think most people remember Marcus's Elsa dress. When he moved on, I actually got all of his costumes, including said Elsa dress. And I went to a costume party. It was Disney, and I went, I don't have anything else Disney. I'm going to go as Elsa. And I was jumping up and down on the trampoline. They had one of those like really springy, proper trampolines. And I was jumping up and down. I'm like, I can do a front flip.
No.
And I did a front flip, but my foot landed on the dress, and the whole thing slid out from underneath
you
me.
actually landed the
I
front flip?
landed it, but not really.
So you
So
stacked
you
it.
didn't
I
land.
landed on the dress, and when I kind of went to keep going, the dress just yanked me down,
Bro.
and I grated my face on the trampoline, and it was
Oh my
bloody and everything. And it wasn't really the embarrassing part. The embarrassing part was for the next month, I had people asking me, what happened to your face? And I told them the actual story instead of making
Why would
something
you
up.
not I mean, lying
I
to that,
should
but
have.
why you should have
I
lied.
should have said something
Would
else,
have
but
I would
I
have just
said
said
the
like,
actual
oh
thing.
yeah, I just did a flip and scratched up my face. I wouldn't have had a I was wearing like an Elsa
Yeah.
bright blue dress.
Yeah, that Elsa dress. I think there's something wrong with it because it's been a problem for a lot of things.
But that Elsa dress has like caused a lot of trouble to a lot of youth leaders.
Yeah, well, Marzi terrified and had to pay for counselling for plenty of kids, I'm
Okay,
sure.
So,
and then,
like, quick story time here. These boys already know this, but probably, I reckon most of the youth kids probably don't know this
Maybe
story.
the older
No.
ones might have.
So,
a couple of the old ones might. But
yeah, this is a couple years ago now. This is when Trent was running youth, and we had some good times. But he also stitched me up so bad.
Do you mean Marcus?
Or maybe it was Marcus
I think
or
Marcus
I
might
think
have
Marcus was running at the time.
or Trent was. I don't know.
I think Trent
it
was
at
there.
History Makers.
Either way.
But anyway, it was in the showers, and it was at the scout camp, and so everyone, you just get in the showers and whatever, and you kind of just hang your clothes over the chair at all because you don't want them to get wet. It's common sense.
Silly idea.
Or actually, because everyone fights over those chairs.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
try and,
those
because
chairs.
there's like one chair in the boys and everyone wants to get it,
You
so you
want
don't
that
have
chair,
to.
so you don't have to hook it over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you don't trust a single person there.
Which is understandable.
Because of this story is literally how it started. But anyway, so I'm just there having a shower, whatever, and I didn't realise it at the time, but Trent, I'm pretty sure, was it Trent? I didn't even know.
I
I
am
didn't know
bummed.
Trent was involved.
I
So
had
if you
picked
wanna
up.
throw Trent under the bus,
thought
that's
it
on
would-
you.
I had picked up a dress to do this exact same thing to you,
Yeah.
and I bought a dress from an op shop for you
As in, like, when was
to do
it?
this that year. That year.
That year, okay, yeah.
And somebody got to it before I
I
could.
thought it was Russ and Marcus, but maybe Trent was involved.
I
I
don't-
mean,
If Trent's
I
got
think-
off scot
I don't know.
I actually
it wouldn't surprise me. Something that Trent would do.
I thought it was
he'd
some of the
encourage
boys.
the other boys and be like, yeah, I'm
Oh,
just
he
going
would've
to
been
like
egging
stand
him on
back.
for
I thought
But
that was
I
some
mean,
of the
I do
boys,
that to
but yeah,
everyone.
yeah,
But anyway,
absolutely.
yeah, so someone, I don't know, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it was Marcus and Russ, stole my clothes and like hid them somewhere and literally just replaced my clothes with an Elsa dress. Like it's like bright blue. It doesn't fit
beautiful.
my body. Like,
It wasn't
It
flattering.
doesn't fit anyone's body.
so, and I had nothing else. Like I was just like, thank you, Jesus, that most people were in bed. So
At least
like,
they left you something.
oh, bro. So I had to walk out. I mean, I had a towel, so it wasn't too bad, but I had an Elsa dress because I had nothing else.
Unreal.
It was,
It was funny.
yeah. So I feel like Trent had a big hand in that. I don't know if it was anyone else, but you know what? He's in the chat, so I'm just going to blame him for it regardless. And he's saying there's a photo trying to find it. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, let's pass that around. Nothing would be better.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, most embarrassing story.
most
Let's go, bro.
embarrassing
Yeah.
story. I was on holidays. We were seeing my cousins, and they've just got a new boat.
Yeah, okay.
And so I'm like, oh yeah, keen. They've got like tubing, and there's these things called biscuits, which is like tubing, but you
Yeah.
like have 3 people on it, and you lie flat on it.
Yeah.
So we're like going out in this lake, having a great old time, and when you like tubing, you put your thumbs up to go faster.
Yeah, yeah,
And so
yeah.
we're starting to get confident. We're going up, thumbs up, and I'm on the left, my sister's in the middle, and my cousin's on the right.
Sure, sure.
So we're feeling good, feeling confident, all doing thumbs up,
Yeah,
like, let's
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Anyway, we go down this corner and we're like fanging it, like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
thing's
like it's going
moving.
quick. Yeah.
And basically, I get flung off. Like I've lost my handle grips, but I'm only held on because we've linked arms. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like linked into my sister like this.
Bro.
And if you've
He's
been
like
like
dragging
tubing or
behind.
wakeboarding or anything, you know like the key is to let go, otherwise you wipe out.
Yeah,
hard.
like, it's just
So
real
I'm
bad.
like literally getting ripped on the side of the water. My whole body's
So
being
did
dragged.
you like try and let go, or you just?
Well, but I couldn't because my sister's holding me on, so I'm like stuck there. Eventually, she falls off, I fall off. We've been ripped out of the water.
Yeah, yeah.
And like the boat's coming back around to pick us up, and I'm like in the water and realise I don't have any pants anymore.
Right.
I am like-
Wait, hang on. How old are you in this
I'm
story?
about 12, so I think I'm hot stuff. I think I'm pretty good.
Bro,
Like-
still, like
it's at an
6
age
or
of-
7, you can get away
6
with.
or 7,
12
but
is
you
like,
like
golden.
at 12, you think you're pretty cool. Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
golden.
yeah. Like,
And if
That
you're
is
12
kind
now,
of like
you
year
are cool,
6,
don't
like
worry.
yeah.
But like, but like I was like out there and I'm in the water panicking like this, and I don't know whether I wasn't wearing underwear or whether like
They just-
Whether
They
it
weren't
came off
there.
too.
but they weren't there anymore.
Right.
And so I'm there, and like the boat comes around, like it's like trying to get me back on the biscuit. I'm like, I can't
Yeah,
get back
yeah.
on. So the boat comes around. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, my auntie's in the boat, and she's like, why can't you get on? And I'm
no.
like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And she's like literally holding up a towel, looking away. And so then the boat pulls back in, and like, I've got to explain to my parents why I'm wearing a towel around my waist and no longer have the board shorts I came with.
I was going to say, now that's the question I think everybody's wondering. Did you find the boardies?
No. We drove back to the house. I'm sitting in a towel in the back seat. And those pants were never found
dude.
again.
That's
That
rough.
is
That's really
unreal.
rough.
Yeah, so that is probably my most embarrassing story by a long way.
I think that tops me. I'm
that's-
sorry,
That's
yeah.
pretty good.
That's good.
Dude. Did you, like, when it happened, were you just like, I just want to die?
Oh, you wanted the like earth to open up and swallow you. Like, I'm like, you're panicking. Like, I'm in the water trying to figure out, trying to like fish around me to see if I can like save
See
this
if you can
situation.
get 'em.
Right.
No idea where they went. I don't even know if they came off while I was getting like on the boat.
It's just a
Like,
big
I'm not
blur.
sure at what point I lost them.
Dude.
Oh, that's
Absolute
rough.
disaster.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
not good.
horrible.
All right. What about one thing you miss the most about youth?
Okay, well, the
You go
thing I guess
first.
I
Okay.
miss is the camaraderie about it.
Sure.
I'm kidding.
Did you see his, like, how he stole yours?
No, but like, in all seriousness, like seeing like all the youth kids and just like the leaders and stuff and like getting together and worship, it's just like super inspiring.
Yeah.
And you just like,
Absolutely.
and seeing other people around, which you kind of don't get at home, like you can worship, you can have it online. You just I'm so sorry. But like, like just seeing other people around you being inspired and kind of like getting like feeling God's presence and then seeing other people experience is just so motivating and inspiring to improve and learn yourself. So I think not having that's been really challenging, but I'm like so keen when we get back to youth, get back into worship and just see you guys and like, keen to see everyone back together worshiping God.
I'm not even going to make up another one.
Just like whatever he said, bro, that sounds all right, I'll take that.
Being able to see people, it's as much as we're coming in to worship God and learn about God, it's so much a social thing as well.
Yeah, 100%.
And that social aspect is missing in my life right now.
Oh, so big.
And I am so keen for it to come back.
Yeah, legit.
So I'm hyped for that.
Oh, 100%. Legit. Cannot. Oh, it's going to be sick night when we come back.
Absolutely.
Gonna go off.
Can't wait. I mean, we'll probably play Man vs. Wild, but I just want it to land on Jess, so she has to play Chubby Bun. Like, she is incredible.
Man vs. Child.
We were talking about, like, beforehand, like, ideal youth leader. Like, things
what
you could,
makes,
like...
if you had to pick every piece of a youth leader to make the ideal Man vs. Child champion.
Yeah, and one of the things we wanted was Jess's...
Chubby cheeks.
Yeah, chubby cheeks. So, shout out to Jess and the chubby cheeks, just so we could be incredible at Chubby Bunny.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go... What about your testimonies? I want to know about you guys, and you can, share with everyone else. And because the reason, like, I love hearing people's testimonies is it just is like so encouraging to me, and also because it gives like so much validation for other people as well. Because when I was younger, I kind of used to think that like my testimony wasn't that big of a deal, because I was kind of like, I just grew up in a Christian church, kind of like all I have. And so I was like, I'm not, like you hear all these people that like came back from like, history makers that come back from drugs and alcohol. And like, it was the dumbest thing ever, but I was like, I wish I had a cool testimony story.
Wish I got saved dramatically.
Legit.
Being blessed.
But now I'm like, it's actually good that I didn't have to go through all that sort of stuff. But,
Absolutely.
I just love hearing testimonies because they're so like just encouraging. So what about for Mark, bro? What was it like for you, bro? How did you just come to know Jesus?
Well, I kind of always knew him. I was raised, mum and dad, church Sunday every morning. I've been with this church since when it was
ages,
Highway. I was like 2, I think, or something like that.
Bro, OG.
I've been here for a minute, But I didn't really start getting to know him properly. Like, even through King's Kids and stuff, I'm like, this is just what you do. And then it was around youth, and I started to struggle at school and everything like that, and youth was really there for me. And that was around the time somebody came in and spoke, and you've heard it tons of times, it's just the simple, if he's real, can you really risk it? And that's when I went, you're right, and I kind of kicked into gear. I started kind of reading the Bible more, changed my music's taste, everything like that. I ended up getting baptised. Mitch baptised me when I was 13, 12 or 13, something like that. And I really think I changed quite heavily there. And then this youth ministry from before, what it is now, has been there for me through tough and tougher. And it really, really set me on the path of God.
That's sick, bro.
So I think that's really where it all came from. It was nothing really in particular. It was just kind of the youth ministry as a whole.
Just kind of kept you on the path. Encouraged you.
And it was always that sense of like, okay, I've got that accountability as well. It was always a place that I could come back to, and it's like, okay, I'm not doing the right thing, and I know that because these people are doing the right thing.
Like,
all that kind of stuff. So
that's sick,
definitely.
Bro.
Probably around the time I got to youth was when I really started.
So I really like, okay,
really,
this is legit.
Really go into God and go, this is what I want. This is where I got to be.
That's sick, bro. What about you, George?
Again, like Mark, I was raised in a Christian home. Like, basically gave my life to Jesus when I was like 4, and read the Bible, and like I was really lucky in that sense. But I guess it started to become serious. I wanted to work out like why we're here, basically. I looked into evolution, I looked into other religions, and I basically, as a teenager, I had like kind of a thirst for knowledge. And I was like, I want to make sure what I'm doing is right. And so like I guess like looking into that, you find stuff, and a lot of it like could be explained either way, but it certainly wasn't as evident as people make it, like atheism tries to make it out that this is factual, this is this, and you're kind of like, well, you don't actually have all the stuff you need to prove this point.
Yeah, yeah,
So
they
looking
just
at
say it
that-
with authority.
But yeah, they say it with confidence and people will believe you.
That's right.
But yeah, like that. And then I guess as like worship, and worship was always something I struggled with because like being a sporty kid, being a kid that was very untalented at singing, was like
Right.
something like I wasn't interested in doing. And I kind of
Yeah,
had
yeah,
this
yeah.
moment in worship where it's like, you can do this and it means more because it's not something you do for no other reason. Like I'm not like Michaela or someone who's or Jackson who's a really talented singer who could sing about anything and people would listen to it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and so like that sense that I'm doing something for God that I wouldn't do for anyone else. And so that was really big for me. And then going to, I think the first History Makers when I started attending youth, I think it might have been Sam Cassidy that eventually, Sam and Mark probably eventually convinced me to go
Yeah.
after not really being a part of it. And I was like not really interested. And like on that youth camp, basically had like an encounter with God, like speaking in tongues. It was
Yeah,
like,
sick,
and it was just like
bro.
an amazing experience. And like you can't tell me that's like if I managed to conjure that up in my own head,
Yeah.
like that
Yeah,
doesn't,
there's just
it
no
doesn't
way.
make any sense
Yeah,
to me.
yeah,
massive
yeah.
thing.
Like so it was massive, man. So after like that, it just became trying to understand what God wants for me and basically trying to chase after God with everything I have. And that's not to say that we haven't stuffed up along the way. There's been plenty of that, but like
Yeah.
the idea that I know that God's got me and that I know what is like I know the point. Like and that's kind of what I wanted as I was like chasing understanding of why we're here. That I wanted to know the point and I wanted to live for something. And
Yeah,
I found
yeah,
that
yeah.
in Jesus.
Yeah, that's sick, bro.
Absolutely.
That's the thing, hey, because you can never deny an encounter with God. You can never
That's
be.
the moment you get that encounter, you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, you've always got that, and it sounds weird, but you've always got that fallback because you're like, there's no way that that's not something that I've experienced.
Yeah.
The moment you experience, like you can hear people talk about it and stuff, and you're like,
Yeah.
like,
That sounds
okay,
cool
cool,
for
whatever,
them.
that's
And
cool.
yeah.
But the moment you actually experience it, you're like,
Yeah.
It just like
Yeah,
changes
super
you.
helpful.
Like,
changes
doubting
everything.
yourself as well.
Yeah,
And you like
exactly.
look back and think, there's no way I faked that. Like
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, and then it just gives you so much confidence, like to read your Bible and stuff like that, because it's
Absolutely,
just like, oh man, this is legit.
Yeah.
Like, how could I not spend time reading the Bible
Yeah,
because of what
absolutely.
like God did to me at History Makers or whatever. But yeah, what about you, Mark? Because obviously, like with your testimony and stuff, you kind of have like gone through some like stuff. Just like life has kind of hit you a little bit and stuff
Yeah.
like that. What was that kind of like, and how'd you kind of get through it and stuff? Like, obviously, youth helped a whole bunch and
Yeah.
everything like that.
I think I was really struggling with school, and I struggled mentally, just getting through. I stopped going to school for a little while.
Yeah.
Like, mum would leave for work and she'd think I was going to school, and then she'd get a text saying Mark's not at school.
Yeah.
She'd call me, I'd be like, I'm not at school.
Yeah.
It was that simple.
Yeah.
In my mind, I just didn't want to go. I
Yeah.
didn't want to get out of bed.
Yeah.
But I'd always be at youth. And youth leaders, Marcus, you, were two people that really helped me get out of that.
Yeah.
And I changed schools as well. I changed schools to Belgrave Heights Christian School. Shout out Belgrave.
Let's go.
And I think it was sort of an environment that had kind of started to seep toxicity into my life.
As in like your old school?
My old school had started to
Just without you realising
Yeah.
it kind of just had like
To
some
kind of
bad attitudes and
break
all
me
that
a
sort of
bit.
stuff.
And
Yeah,
I
sure.
think that change really helped and really put me back on the right path. I was still late to school most days, but
You were at least at school, bro.
I was at
Baby
school.
steps.
Yeah,
There.
and I think just the whole, I'm saying youth a lot, the whole
No,
youth,
it's good, bro. It's good. It's
being
good.
at
It's good.
youth, being able
honest.
to be, I guess, have supported, but also have like God pushed into me by other people.
Yeah.
Like, pushed sounds very forceful, but
But you kind of like knew that, like, okay,
Yeah.
if you're coming to youth, like, we're hanging out with God.
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
it was that thing that really helped me get through the dark times.
Yeah.
And it was dark. I
Yeah.
like it. I wasn't. I was in a dark place. But
Yeah.
the fact that the youth, and it was such a family vibe then, and it's more so now, I reckon.
Yeah.
But yeah, having that extra family there to help and support me was insane.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
That's cool, bro. So for you guys, like, obviously you serve on our youth team and, you're a part of it and have been for a little while and stuff like that. Like, why do you guys do youth? Like, you serve every Friday night from, like, what do we get here, 5 o'clock? We leave at what, like 10:30?
Yeah.
11, whatever, something like that. Like, we do midweek stuff, prayer meetings, planning meetings, all that sort of stuff. Like, why do you guys do youth?
I think like coming out of year 12 was something I looked at because it had been something that had supported me. Like Mark said, it had been there for me. You got that atmosphere and being able to, I guess, be a mechanism to give that for other people. I thought that was like really exciting. But I think I actually wanted to make an impact, and I thought, knowing that God's in this, and I believe, like you spoke to me about what youth was going to look like, and I think seeing your vision for this youth ministry and seeing what like kingdom living, I guess, looks like, and how we want to inspire the next generation of people to be greater than ourselves, and to see them come to know Jesus, see them educated, know the Bible, and that kind of stuff was like, I really wanted to be a part of that. And so it was started off, I guess, serving, and you just want to serve, and if I can help facilitate that and facilitate other leaders to do that, I thought it would be really cool. So I guess I was inspired and like looking at God and ways I could, in a sense, not always evangelize, but just help people in their own journeys.
Yeah, just make a
help
difference.
others and make a difference. It was something that I just really felt called to do.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. What about you, Mark?
Very similar.
Yeah.
Because the youth was such a big part of my life, and it really set me on the straight and narrow, like really helped me out.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to be someone that was there in the same way that the youth leaders, when I was a youth kid, were there for me.
Yeah.
So that is always something that will drive me. I'd never intend to stop being there for people, like even after youth and stuff like that. If people need help, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
It's something that people did for me, and I can never repay that fully without continually doing it for other people.
Yeah.
So I think that's the main reason I do it, is so that I can it's kind of giving back almost to the youth that was,
because of how much like it impacted you.
Yeah,
and
it
stuff
impacted
like
me,
that.
and I don't want kids to miss out on that impact.
Yeah, that's awesome,
It
bro.
used to be called Impact.
And I think that's like very much like the culture of our youth team. Hey, it's pretty much just like, oh, this job needs to be done. One of us just does it, or someone volunteers, or whatever.
Absolutely.
And I think it's very much like, oh, we'll just do whatever it takes so that young people feel safe and know that God loves them and has a plan and a purpose for their life, and you know, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's awesome, lads. What about one piece of advice to give to a youth person, a young person, a youth leader, to give to me, whatever? What would it be?
You want to go first?
No, you go.
Mark's got to think of something real quick.
Nah, mine would be don't compare yourself.
Yeah,
like it's
bro,
a dangerous place to be.
Yeah,
Like, and it goes
100%.
both ways. Like if you're comparing yourself to people better than you, you put yourself in a mental state that's just not happy. You're like, oh, they're better than me at this. They're better looking, or whatever it is. And it's like, it's really not healthy, and you're not viewing yourself the way God views you.
Yeah.
And then it goes the other way as well. Like as soon as you compare yourself as like, oh, well, at least I'm not them, you kind of diminish your own need for God's grace. And that is a dangerous place to be when you start thinking, oh, I'm better than them. I'm better. Like,
Bro, so
I don't
good.
need God as much as they do. So then you start looking as like, oh, well, I don't have to read my Bible today because I'm ahead of them.
100%.
And it's like, so it's a dangerous place to be. So like, just don't compare yourselves.
Yeah,
and
legit.
Gain an understanding of who God thinks you are rather than what the world says you are.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Bro, what about you?
I reckon the idea of persistence.
Yeah,
just keep one coming, keep reading your Bible. The moment that you, like taking breaks and stuff isn't always bad, but the moment that you go, oh, I don't need to do this, the moment that you stop a habit of like reading the Bible is the moment that you start to backpedal. You should always be trying to step forward and not step back. So I think persistence and continually doing the things that you need to be doing.
Yeah.
That's
Like
good.
I think sometimes as well, like pride can be our biggest like inhibitor. So like for the comparison thing, I think pride can always come into play as well, because we're like, oh, I want to be better than this person, or why am I not at this level? And our pride comes in, and our prejudice and stuff. And same can kind of take place with our persistence and our routine is everything like, oh, you know, I don't need it, or whatever, I did it yesterday, I'm kind of good, or whatever. And I think that like, it's such a huge part. But if, as like what you guys have touched on, if we just let go of our pride and just kind of like, well, God, I'm just going to do whatever you want me to do. I'm going to be who you want me to be. Then all of a sudden, like so many doors are just opened.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think, that's like the biggest thing is, God just does crazy stuff. What about like, has anyone, this is a weird question, but like crazy encounter, is it an encounter you've had that hasn't been at youth?
Encounter.
Oh,
There's
like-
one that comes to mind, but it was on a youth camp, but not in a church setting.
Yeah, go.
So it was basically we'd come out of like one of the conferences and we'd go on to people going to bed and it's like, oh, we didn't want to stop. So it was me and Mark basically in the dining hall at like 3 a.m.
Legit.
just like worship music, speaking in tongues, praying, and like that is probably still to this day the most tangible experience of God's presence that I can remember feeling.
That was hilarious. We freaked out for a second. We were like, it was almost scary how tangible it was.
Yeah.
To the point that we called Marcus, who was the youth leader at the time,
Yeah.
and went, "We don't know what to do. Can you come down and help us?" And he came down and like started praying with us and spending time with us and stuff. And yeah, that was an incredible moment.
Yeah. I think that's why like history makers and like camps and even like Friday nights and stuff can be like so powerful because it's in like moments like that you get an understanding of who God is. It's kind of like in that moment you're like, oh my goodness, God is actually so big and so incredible and loves me so much. And I think that's the biggest reason why we kind of struggle with the routine of or the persistence of reading our Bible or spending time with God or whatever, is because we lose the understanding of how big God is and how important God is. And that's why I think like when we go to camp or history makers or whatever, we're like, oh man, I'm so on fire for God and everything like that, because it's in those moments we understand how big God is and how incredible God is and how much He can do. But then we kind of go back into our routine and we kind of forget how big God is and how much He can touch us.
I mean, when you're that hungry for God, like it doesn't have to be at a camp. Like if you've got that attitude of that hungry, that can happen in your bedroom. Like you can have that praying by yourself, just worship music. Like,
legit. Like I remember one time, like, and it was a youth thing, so you can count it as that or whatever. But like I started speaking in tongues for like 2 hours and no one was praying for me or anything like that. We're actually praying for someone else to speak in tongues, so it kind of stole her moment. But that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. But it's that kind of attitude.
Like if you're just hungry for God, He's going to show up no matter where you are, what you're doing, what your attitude is, what you ever. Like, that's awesome, lads.
I was at school just one day.
Yeah.
And this was when I was back at Ringwood. I was probably like year 9 or something like that. And I was in that phase, and I feel like most people have this phase where they're like, I want to have something Jesus-y as my laptop background.
Bro, let's go.
And I was I was prowling.
I mean, I'm still in that phase, but I don't know if that's okay or not.
See, I've got photos of like friends and stuff like that now. So
I don't have those.
But friends or photo.
Anyway.
But like I was scrolling through just online. I was meant to be doing my schoolwork, but stuff that.
Don't do that, kids.
Don't do that. Yep. School's good.
School's cool.
And I was looking for photos or like little
just quotes, things,
quotes,
whatever.
that kind of stuff. I was like saving them all to my desktop.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I had like 3 or 4 mates around me who were just like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" I was like, probably because I wasn't doing my work, but also they then started asking questions about the quotes, about what I was doing. And it wasn't so much like
a crazy thing.
A crazy experience, but it was just that
like,
small thing where it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, that's awesome. Like, Probably I think we spent lunch that day as well, just talking about it all.
Sick, bro. So good.
Yeah, it was just great.
Yeah.
Little stuff where like God works everywhere.
Absolutely.
Whether you want Him to or not.
Yeah. And that's the thing as well, like little things that can happen, and it's just like, if you're aware of God's presence, like all of a sudden something little turns into like a big opportunity.
Yeah.
Like one Pinterest quote turns into a lunchtime conversation
Yeah,
with you
absolutely.
telling your non-Christian mates about God. Like, God does crazy things. And,
Absolutely.
get around Pinterest, honestly. I have a Pinterest account and I got no shame. I mean, let's go. Pinterest is where it's at. Favorite Bible verse and why? Let's finish with a classic Christian question.
Matthew 9 verse 12.
Matthew 9 verse 12.
My favourite thing in the Bible is when you hear a line that is just like a mic drop moment.
Bro, so
and
good.
So Jesus was, I can't remember where he was.
It's a good start.
He was,
it's all good, bro.
He was having dinner with a bunch of his disciples, and he invited tax collectors, all those kind of like bad people.
Yeah.
And he invited them to dinner, and the disciples asked him, why are you having dinner with them? And it's, it's like, I can't remember what it exactly is, but it's basically, it's not the sick that need, it's the sick that need a doctor, not the
It's not
healthy.
the healthy that need a doctor, but the sick.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those moments where he could have just walked out at that moment.
Yeah.
And like just dropped the mic, walked away. Yeah. And it's just one of those things. I almost got it tattooed on my back. Like, I didn't, but I almost did.
Yeah. That's sick, bro. Yeah.
But yeah, for me it was
Yeah.
1 Corinthians 10:31.
Yeah.
And it's basically whether you eat or drink, whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God.
Yeah,
And I think like for
legit.
me, like that's just like
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
Pinterest quote right there.
Bro, let's go.
I mean,
Shout
like,
out to Pinterest. I mean, Katie, has put in the chat, Pinterest is the GOAT. 100%
yeah, but
Pinterest
like,
is the GOAT.
just like trying, we'll go with trying because we haven't succeeded. But going for like living that lifestyle,
Yeah,
basically, where
yeah,
you're just
yeah.
like everything is supposed to be a reflection on God, and you're like doing things with a purpose, and whether you're studying to learn something or whether you're just like hanging out with mates or whatever, it's just like I'm doing this because I know God loves me, I know He got me, and I know He loves the people around me as well.
Yeah, so good, bro. So good.
I like it.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well, because, people think like, oh, I got to get to this certain point, or I got to be, read my Bible for X amount of days, and I can start, following God or doing what He says and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And it has less to do with the routine and more to do with your heart and your
Absolutely.
attitude. And, because if you're willing, like, oh, God, just, let's do something crazy together, then, like, God's going to show up and you'll do something crazy together.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime, anywhere.
Yeah,
Like praying
legit.
about that's really powerful as well.
Oh,
Just like saying,
100%.
it's like, God, I want you to use me today. Just as simple
Yeah,
as
yeah,
that.
yeah,
and
legit.
you're like,
Yeah, because all of a sudden it just creates an awareness instead of like, oh, cool, got this assignment, this exam or whatever. All of a sudden you're like, okay, God, do something crazy. And all of a sudden you're looking like, God, what can I do? What can I say? How can I just love on people?
yeah, and that shift in attitude is just
Yeah, oh,
massive.
dude, it's
Yeah,
huge.
it's
Yeah,
great.
that's what it comes back to. Like, if you got an attitude to see God move, then I have no doubt whatsoever that you see God move.
sure.
Yeah, that's awesome, lads. What made you want to become a youth leader? I know we kind of touched on like why you wanted to be a youth leader, to give back and stuff like that. But obviously, like you could have, like if you wanted to give back, you could have served in like, a different area of the church, or obviously not band, but but other than that, like what made you, like, was it a moment in year 12, or was it a gradual thing, or what was it like?
Lack of ability to be in the band was a big one.
Like, I've got to serve somewhere, can't be the band, I'll just get on the
You
youth
can't
team.
be the band. Oh, man, not wanting to no. But like in all seriousness, it was like an idea that seeing people, like developing people to become better, to be equipped to become better than myself.
Yeah,
like, and
that's
just
awesome.
seeing the next generation kind of rise up.
Yeah.
Not the name anymore. But the next generation, like, develop and become who God's called them to be was just really big in my decision. I think praying about it and seeing your vision for it as well was kind of those kind of things that all pointed to me like this is where God wants me to be.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think it was
What about you, bro?
probably about halfway through year 11, and me and Geordie had both kind of looked at it and gone, that's kind of where we want to end up. We looked at the people that were leading at the time and went, that's kind of what we want to be.
Nice, bro. Good save.
That's kind of where we want to be one day.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't know if that was the exact moment he made the decision, but that was definitely the exact moment I went, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's who I want to be like.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro.
And that was probably around the time. I don't even remember what it was. It was probably just some game event or something. I was like,
just something. And
the way that those guys are living their lives, or the way they're living their lives for God, is what I want to do and where I want to be.
Yeah, that's sick. That's awesome. Well, that's awesome. I can't say anything better than that. Yeah, well, thanks, guys. We're probably going to finish it there. Thanks, lads, for sharing your words of wisdom, eating chili.
Fantastic.
W's in chat if you want Mitch to eat a lemon.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll that.
Take a bite of lemon. You
Take
like
a bite of the lemon. Come on, we've done a lot of punishments for you.
I mean, I've done a lot of
You've punished
wearing a dress.
I've worn an Elsa dress. I've been waxed. I've done more punishments for this youth than you have.
Yeah, but you enjoy the punishment, bro. You're just like, I mean, there's a lot of W's.